use the mainstream. So anyways, so I'm William Ting. I'm the maintainer of this program called AutoJump. I took over development about a little over 6 months ago from the main guy, this French guy, Joel Schwer. He started this project about 4 years ago. So basically what this program does is it's a CD command that learns. So it's best for those who spend a lot of time in the terminal. And so it's probably just best to give a quick demo of it. Okay. You can, if you're using Linux or Mac, you can find it. It's available in all the package repositories. If you're on Windows, you can install it from source. If you're on Mac, it's on Homebrew or Mac ports. But I already have the repo checked out, so I'm just going to go ahead and install it. It's a wrapper, so you're going to have to go ahead and add that to your Z shell. I've already done that, as you can tell here. So we're just going to go ahead and source it.
Requires Z shell?
No, it supports Bash or Z shell. I just run Z shell, so. Basically, what it does real quick is that's the full command. And basically, what it does is every time you enter a directory, it will add that entry into a database, or if it already exists, it will just increment it. And so it keeps track of which directories you spend a lot of time in. And that way, when you want to jump to a directory, it has certain weights. So for example, right now, this is the long form. So that's the short form. Basically, you notice we already have 2 directories in the database. And the first one has a weight of 10, and the second one has a weight of 30. So basically, once you're working in a directory, you'll notice that the weight increases for the second one. This is to differentiate when you search for a pattern. So say you just want to jump to a directory. It'll basically go down the database, and the first one it matches, it'll just go to that entry. So the second thing let me show is you'll notice these entries aren't actually added to the database. They're not added until you actually go inside them. So what is it? So now they've both been added with the basic weight, the initial weight 10. And as you go ahead and work in the directory, you'll notice that personal inbox has jumped up to 30. And the reason is, so that way if you're ever working, you can just jump in and it'll just jump to the personal inbox. Now, the reason I brought this up is because sometimes, you have multiple directories like work inbox, personal inbox. Obviously, you can just use jump to work. Oops. And you can actually just, what I'm doing here is I'm just weighting the entry manually if I want to jump to a lower weight entry. This allows you to selectively choose which directory you want to go into. It also supports a basic fuzzy search. So if you do some typos, it'll try to fix that for you. So if I try to if I just misspell autojump, it'll go ahead and just correct that for you and just jump in the directory. So the last thing I want to show you, it's pretty straightforward, is you can actually, if you hit tab twice, it'll actually bring up a menu of which items. By default, if you don't pass anything in, it'll just show you the top 10 entries. I only have 4 entries right now, but it'll show you the top 10. If you actually do a partial match, so it would just, if you do a partial match, it'll basically just show you the entries that match the argument that's already passed in. So at that point, you can basically just hit, if I want to go to the second one, that's it. So that's basically how it works. It's pretty straightforward. So.
I thought there wasn't an auto completion for ZSH before.
I fixed that over the weekend.
Okay.
that was a long-standing issue on the bug tracker, and it's been sitting for like 6 months, and I think, okay, I mean, so I was supposed to give this talk, so I thought I better get that working. So.
Does this apply to anything else other than change directory? Like, can you autojump to do other tasks like record log or something?
Yeah. He's wondering if you can use autojump to jump to auto task, or to basically, how I understand it, to basically do tab completion, or basically alias a certain directory. You kind of can. So basically there's 2 ways to do about it. So if I have understand you correctly, let's say you just and you want to do tests and you want to jump to, let's say, is that what you're talking about? Something like that?
Yeah, similar to that. I was also thinking if you were always compiling something in another directory, and you always want to just jump to that directory, compile it from that directory, and then jump back to the other one. It's a silly task. I'll probably set up a script for that.
I'm not sure I quite understand you. So you want to basically run something and jump to the directory and.
Kind of, yeah. Set up a shell script for that.
Okay. I'm not sure about that I quite understand, but.
I think he's saying, can you wrap that inside of other things?
Yeah, other tasks, other than
Oh.
just change directory.
Yes. If you so.
Like you just did, you did it with.
So actually, the J is actually a wrapper function for autojump, and you can actually call it. So you can actually call the full thing, which is, I think, is that the right? I can't remember the right syntax. Is that the right? What's the call?
Subshell is
Subshell? Parentheses?
Well, $sign.
$sign parentheses? Okay. Let's see what we have. We have inbox. So basically, without using the wrapper function, J, if you just call autojump directly, you can actually just pass it stuff and just returns the full path. So if you did want to, use it elsewhere in a wrapper script, you can. Okay. So, any questions or anything? Oh, go ahead.
How does it listen? Is it a CD replacement or?
It's.
How's it build the table?
It hooks in the CD. It's not A-list, but actually, that was changed a while ago, and I'm not actually sure. But the best way to trigger it is actually just CD. You can kind of, okay, which directory am I in? Oh. So temp is, you can kind of trigger it through that, but it's mostly hooked in the CD when you enter a directory.
I mean, did it replace the native CD?
No.
So,
I think it depends on which shell. Like for ZSH, you can run commands every time you change a directory, right? Or you run a command, and then probably use that to register. Okay, you update that, you did another command in this directory, right?
To be perfectly clear, actually this was done by the original guy. After I started working on it, I haven't touched that, so I haven't looked into that too much. So I can just check the code real quick.
is there a way to turn it off?
Well, you can take it out of your Z shell. Just comment out that line. Because
On and out, so
yeah.
it's
yeah.
good. I don't want it to know how many times I go into my porn directory, so.
Well, the database is
Turn these things off.
the database is shared in XDG directory. It's just a flat text file. So you notice in here you can just remove entries that you don't like your porn directory or something.
Is there a way to not track certain directories?
Well, that's not a built-in feature, but if you, I mean,
Of course, anybody looking at that source could then see which files you're specifically excluding.
yeah, but I guess a more generic method would to basically put like a hidden file, and if that directory contains a hidden file or something like that, don't add it to the database. But that's a really bad solution. That's not the first thing I think of. But no one's asked about that before. But I mean, I guess if you're the type of guy who writes your symlinks your bash history to dev null, you probably wouldn't be using this because it has to sort information somehow. So, anything else? All right. So that's it.